Hey, one of the fastest growing sports in the country, I think it is the fastest. It's also creating controversy around the country and here in Colorado. Residents in the metro area complaining about the noise that's created by pickleball in the courts. Well, now we've been talking about legal action over the existence of pickleball courts.
To explain all this pickleball drama, we're bringing in our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor, to talk about the important stuff, of course. But I mean, there are lawsuits over this. I feel like we joke about it in the newsroom. It's like all the rage right now, but people are really suing over the sound of this thing.
Yes, across the country there's people suing over it, and then here, of course, in the metro area. In fact, last year there was the mayor of pickleball was actually
Wait a minute, the mayor of pickleball?
Yes, they call him the mayor of pickleball, and his name's a little hard to pronounce, but yeah, he's coaches, teaches it, and plays it. And so he went in, and actually the city had marked off in the tennis courts some of the pickleball areas, and he apparently did it with a permanent marker, and the city charged him with essentially a low-level felony, which they ultimately dismissed. He did have to pay a fine and issue a letter of apology. So that was last year. So this has been ongoing. This year we're talking more about the noise issue, and there is an issue with the way the city has handled the administrative part of it, because they've essentially bypassed their comment period and said we're just removing these pickleball courts, particularly in Congress Park.
We didn't cover the pickleball mayoral runoff. So
Just one dude.
Congratulations to him.
Yes.
This is simply about noise. At least that's where it is now.
Yes.
You're talking about the marking of courts, but it's also now just about noise in neighborhoods.
It really is about noise, and it seems like a little bit of a frivolous issue, but this is really across the country. And why the noise issue is relevant is because some people have taken the tennis courts where you have 2 people, and now you have potentially 8 people because you can make 2 pickleball courts out of it. And so they actually, the decibel level under the Denver Municipal Court Code is 55. A normal conversation is 60 to 70. And so they went and measured, and the pickleball sound was at about 70. So that's why, and so they were looking at how far away the pickleball court should be from the neighborhood. And there were some studies that said 500 feet, some others that said 350 feet. And so again, like I said, in Congress Park, they just simply removed them. And that's where there's an administrative appeal currently pending with the city related to the process. They're saying it was arbitrary and capricious, which is actually a legal standard in how they did it. And it was Scott Gilmore, the director of the Parks and Recs, who essentially bypassed it, and he said it was because it was a health issue. And so that appeal is currently pending with the city.
When you say noise ordinances, I usually think at night, right? Like everything
Music,
has to be quiet.
cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think about, you know, the sound of a ball, but
Right.
we know it's loud. Or
Yeah.
noise ordinance is different in different places. Like the rules can't be the same everywhere, right?
Right, they're not the same everywhere, but in Denver, that 55-degree decibel is the number. And apparently what happens is it's the sound of the ball hitting the paddle, people talking, and then they try to do different things, set hours, set things like that, but people weren't honoring it. And so you heard, and I thought when I first started looking into it, I thought, this is kind of a privilege issue. But then when you really think about it, people are saying, we can't concentrate, you can't think, you can't, even when you close your windows, you hear it. And but the issue is there's a ton of pickleballers, and in the intro you said it. What I've realized, it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S. So, and it's really relevant because as people get older, and it's really a good way to get exercise, and so it's popular, and it's an issue.
So I don't mean to act like I know everything, but if you would like to be my attorney as I patent the pickleball that is a little bit quieter, the one that's 15 dB quieter, and then everybody's happy, and you and I get rich and leave Alex here to work.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, Alex, I think she's already rich, but I don't know. That's a good issue. I don't know.
Strike me as hard to come up with a ball that's a little quieter and still behaves the same.
I'm wondering. I didn't look into the patents, but I'm sure that somebody is looking into that, because as the fastest growing sport in the U.S., especially as we age and people are getting living longer, this is a great sport to really get out there.
What are we going to do with all the money, though, you and I?
Good idea.
Let's go watch the Nuggets.
Go good.
Oh, yes.
A couple tickets for
Courtside
games
seats.
1 and 2.
Get a Nuggets ticket. We might get one.
Well, good luck to all the pickleball people battling over noise and the like, and hopefully we find solutions, because I know people like playing it, and I know people like peace and quiet. Maybe we can figure it out.
I think we can.
Okay. Thanks, Whitney. As always, good to see you, Whitney Traylor.
All right.